Good morning, Year 5. Welcome to Wednesday's maths lesson for this week. You will need a piece of paper, a pencil and maybe a rubber too. Pause the video now to go and get those things and then unpause me and we can continue with this week's lesson.
Congratulations to these children. I've taken a look on TT Rockstars at our last challenge that I set you, and I've decided to go for a leaderboard this time of average speed. So if you are on this leaderboard today, it's because in your class you are currently the children who have the highest average speed. So well done. I'm going to award you all a dojo point for enjoyment. In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at word problems again, but this time it's going to be dividing numbers up to 4 digits by a 1-digit number. Before we get started though, I want to remind you about one of our skills that we use in maths, which is number bonds, to work out the following 4 questions. So you can see in the example, what we could do here is 17 plus 13. Well, we know that 7 plus 3 is 10, and then we can add the other 2 10s together. I wonder what the answer would be for that. We've got 7 plus 3 would be 10, and then we add this 10 and this 10. So pause the video now and have a go at those 4 questions using your basic knowledge of number bonds, and then you can unpause me and we will continue with our division. Okay, can you spot the difference in these 2 questions? Now obviously they're being divided by different numbers, but I want you to list the differences. Imagine this is a picture that you're looking for the differences. In your notebooks, I'd like you to list the differences in each of those calculations. So you've got 2. Perhaps you could start with this one. Now I can see the first difference is my divisor and what I'm dividing by. Have a think about it. Pause the video, see how many differences you can list. Okay, and now we're going to get started with our division lesson. Remember, we are looking at using the bus stop method, and we are looking at underlining the key information in a worded problem to allow us to work out a division. Wonder how you could do this. Could I ask you in your books to lay out a bus stop method and calculate this answer for me? The answer that you get, I would love for you to email it in along with your chilies to the Year 5 email address. Okay, our first question. A space centre has 6,312 rockets. Each room at the centre stores groups of 6 rockets. How many rooms are there? So the key information. Underline 6,312 and 6, as this is my turn, I'm showing you how to do it. I have laid out my bus stop method because I'm dividing 6,312 by 6, and I've also done my jottings of the 6 times tables down the side. So I'm going to ask myself, how many 6 is going to 6? Well, I know 1. 6 times 1 is 6. Then I say, how many 6 is going to 3? Well, I know that I can't do this, so this becomes my placeholder, and this 3 moves over to here. This now becomes 31. How many 6 is going to 31? Have a look at my list of multiples. What's the closest I could get to 31 without going past it? Well, it would be 30, wouldn't it? And that's 5 times 6. However, I got to 30, but I wanted to get to 31, so I have a remainder of 1. That remainder of 1 goes here. This number now is 12. How many 6 is going to 12? I know you know that at home. 2. Therefore, the answer to this question is 1,052. Now a your turn question. Space fruit bars come in packets of 4. If the shuttle have 8,565 fruit bars, how many packets do they have? Now, I've done half of the hard work for you. I've already written the multiples of 4 down the side. In your notebooks, can you lay out the bus stop method and can you calculate the answer? Pause the video now, work it out, and we'll come back together. How did you get on? Let's do it together. How many 4s go into 8? 2. How many 4s go into 5? Well, the closest we can get to is 1 times 4, which will give us the answer of 4, but We wanted to get to 5, so it'd be a remainder of 1, so that's 16. How many 4s go into 16? Well, you can see on the multiples 4. And then how many 4s? This is when we're going to have a remainder. How many 4s go into 5? Well, we just did that earlier. 1, because the closest we could get to was 4. However, we wanted the number 5 and we got to 4, so it would be a remainder of 1. Well done if you got that. I have one more question for you to have a go at. The astronauts are divided into groups of 8. Remember, underline that key information. Ready to board the rockets. How many rockets will be needed for 8,336 astronauts? So I've written your multiples of 8 down here, which is what I would like you to do in your notebooks, and I've also laid it out in the bus stop method. Again, pause the video and have a go. How'd you get on with this one? How many 8s go into 8? 1. How many 8s go into 3? We can't do that, can we? So our placeholder goes here, and this 3 is moved over into here because we had 3 left over. This now becomes 33. How many 8s go into 33? What's the closest of the multiples that I can get without going past 33? 32, isn't it? And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. However, I got to 32 and I wanted to get to 33, so I would have a remainder of 1. Now I'm asking myself how many 8s go into 16, and the answer would be 2. The answer to this question, 1042. Again, well done if you got that right. Okay, now we're going to move on to our chilies. Chili 1, this is your first question. The collision with the asteroid has made Bob forget the bus stop method. Can you help him out? So for those 3 questions, you need to lay out the bus stop method and calculate it. So Chili 1, pause the video now. Chili 1, this is your final question. It says, can you help NASA to compare these calculations that they have received from the space shuttle? Use greater than or less than or equal to compare the statements. So what you'd have to do, Chili 1, is to work out the answers to each of these and then decide whether it's more than, less than, or greater, or equal to, sorry. Pause the video now, Chili 1, because this is your final question. Again, if I've gone too fast for you, don't worry. Chili 2, I've made your screen slightly wider so that you can see the questions clearly. So, Chili 2, you have, first of all, 2 worded questions. What I want you to do, first of all, is if you want to, in your books, you could rewrite the question, but you don't have to. I want you either in your heads to underline the key information, which would be the numbers, or in your notebooks, actually underline the key numbers, and then calculate both of these questions using the bus stop method. Pause the video now, Chili 2, because these are your first 2 questions. And Chili 2, these are your next 2 questions. Again, it's a worded problem. You just have to underline the key information, which would be the numbers, and then you would create a bus stop method and you would work out the answers. Pause the video now, Chili 2. And last but not least, Chili 3, you have 2 worded problems to have a go at first of all. So read the worded problem, underline the key information, and then calculate it using a bus stop method. Chili 3, pause the video now, and then when you're ready, you can unpause me. And Chili 3, these are your final 2 questions. So number 3 is create your own word problem for the calculation. And number 4 is write a division, which is 4 digits divided by 1 when there is a remainder of 6. Okay. Now, this is a part that you would pause me if you're in the middle of doing your chilies because you're not ready for the answers yet. So you can rewind me if you want to look back at the chilies. However, if you've just finished the chilies and you think, yes, Miss Evans, I'm ready for the answer, you can unpause me. So this is your warning that I'm about to read the answers. So go and grab a different colour pencil or pen so that you can mark your answers against mine. Chili 1, here are your answers for your first 3 questions. Pause the video so that you can look. Here are the answers, Chili 1, to your second lot of questions where you had to use the more than or greater than, less than or equal to symbols. Pause the video now to have more time to mark. Chili 2, these are your answers for the first 2 questions. Again, if you need to pause the video to mark, then please do that. And Chili 2, here are your answers for the final 2 questions that you had. And Chili 3, here are your answers for your first 2 questions. Well done if you got those correct. And number 3, for Chili 3, the answer was 1,137, remainder 4. The reason I have not created a list of different ideas and answers for this question is because I would like Chili 3, if you could, send those into the Year 5 email address so that we can have a look. Now, as your TT Rockstars challenge ended today at 3 p.m, I have set up another one, but this time a sound check one. You need to play 5 games on that, and it runs from today at 3 when the other one ends, and ends Friday the 5th of January at 3 p.m. Good luck, everyone.
Well done. Wednesday's lesson's complete. We're halfway through the week. Not long now until the weekend. I'll see you here tomorrow for Thursday's maths lesson. Bye.